there is even a projection that by 2040, 85% of job will require some level of tech skills. As against telling a child to go read textbook ahead of the next class, imagine you ask them to go and watch the content. It's as though they are watching cartoons. They are having fun while
learning. That's amazing. Happy Children's Day. Now today on Beyond the Books, we are celebrating Children's Day with a powerful conversation around the future. Joining me is Patrick Chukwu, the co-founder and CEO of Biuda, a software developer who is working at the intersection of tech, social impact, and education. Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So much.
All right, so Patrick, I'm happy to have you here. First of all, now I want to say something, Patrick. I remember that we were talking behind the scene, right? And we spoke about how that you are doing a lot for Biuda with Biuda, and which is the company you co-founded with two other people, and it's an amazing thing, right? But behind the scene, Patrick said a very funny story about each of the co-founders and how that they were not really into tech before, and they just pivoted that way. So I really wanted to share your story of how on earth you got into the whole mix of tech.
All right, thank you so much, Abunola. So my journey in tech started 2017. I was in University of Ilorin, first year student at the time. Met with a classmate who later became a colleague.
Really?
Yeah, at the time, we were 100 level, and this guy was already CTO, Chief Technology Officer of a company in Australia. Amazing developers
in
already.
School?
Yes,
at
100 level.
100 level.
He already made enough to buy himself a MacBook.
I'm oppressed to my bones.
I was oppressed.
Okay.
I was oppressed. So we happened to meet 100 level. I mean, yeah, made enough already to, and it's a typical. It's not a conventional story. It's just those rare story of grass to grace as well.
Are you
He
serious?
finished from secondary school, was teaching in school, they paying him, I think around, I can't remember the amount, and he felt, okay, this cannot continue this way. Bought himself a laptop, started learning, and through trial and error, eventually became good enough to land himself that kind of role. So at the level we met, and at the time, even though I was already used to ICT, had my own laptop, I was only watching movie, playing games. So
don't point fingers.
At the time, and meeting him made me realize that, oh, there could be more. To just, like, when I have a laptop, I can do much more with it. There's something called tech. Right, and that proximity, I get to ask him, what are you doing? What do you do? So he shared the story, and of course recommended I'm interested. I want to also get in this journey, because I was, of course, funding my own academics as well. At the time I teach, so I had a background in education. I went to College of Education, so I teach already mathematics, just normal. So I really found out at the time that I need to get into tech myself. So what do you think I should start with? He told me to just get on Python, just start learning Python. So that was the journey.
Are you serious?
Meeting him was that first conscious account to say, no, there's much more. You can focus and get into tech. There's so many opportunities as then. So fast forward to now, like I said, we're now colleagues. He happened to be our head of engineering at Biuda.
Wow.
Years later, like 2017 till now. Yeah, so I mean, that was just the journey for me personally, and for my co-founders as well. They have very, very interesting stories.
I want to hear them.
So we have Elijah Additional, who is the co-founder and chief operation officer. Elijah as well studied agriculture. Okay.
Are you serious?
So he's a farmer by training.
Okay. The story is getting interesting, guys. All right.
So Elijah studied agriculture. Of course, before going to study agriculture, he was already a designer. So he was already into tech. Yeah, but of course, he started pretty late as well. We all started late. I started around 18. Elijah, I mean, was also already late. But even though he studied agriculture, he was already into design. So from graphics design to product design to different forms of design. So, I mean, the realization that this thing we are doing, he also funded himself through schools, through
the work he was doing.
Yes, through design.
So I think that's the peculiarity for you guys. You said you funded yourself by teaching.
Yes.
And he did by graphic designing. That's lovely.
So yeah, I mean that's where the journey started, and of course, even eventually our third co-founder as well. So he used to be a client of mine.
Okay.
I told you I was teaching mathematics, teaching that before, started something, an education ed tech company as well, where we train children, normal academics.
Okay.
Eventually moving to doing, Elijah has just started an ed tech company, teaching people design, Elira School of Design.
Wow.
So while I was running Integrated Academy, which is currently Oluko Academy, so it's primarily to train children on normal academic subjects, but at some point, I started teaching coding. Met Mr. Arinze, was teaching his children, his two daughters, coding. So because he have come to realize that it's important to get into tech. Even himself at 45, he's trying to dabble into
serious?
tech. Yes.
That's lovely.
Exactly.
At 45?
At 45.
Wow.
Despite building businesses already, if you let him understand this thing, let him bury his head and learn it.
Yeah.
So that was how we
found yourself.
Let's start something other different. There'll be several ways people try to teach coding to children. No matter how good, like I said, I've been teaching, no matter how good you are as a teacher, you cannot beat when children are seeing visuals, like proper content. This concept, tech is perceived to be difficult. Coding is difficult. But with Biuda now, the idea is how can we redefine or reimagine how people learn tech? So for us, because we know we started pretty late, and we sometimes learn, there's no direction. We're jumping from one content, one video, one article, one unguided mentorship, let me put it that way. So we just all dabble into it.
Tech,
eventually we are here, but why not do something much more different? And all in one platform, make the content as fun and as engaging as it can be for children. Then of course offer mentorship, hold them by the hand. So that is just the Biuda story. So we all met at a point where we know, okay, we're already in tech. We started very late. I mean, the third co-founder, I told you, 45. So myself started very late. Every one of us started late. And at that point, let's bring this home. Imagine, let's replicate the likes of Gabriel, which is the guy, like, let's build more, give those children the head starts. Those who are currently leading the world, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, these guys started early. Elon Musk started at the age of 10.
Wow.
Even Mark built his first program at the age of 12. Bill Gates as well built his first program at 13. Now these guys have had that early exposure. So how can we democratize this access?
Exactly.
Decentralize access to tech in Africa. That's the Biuda story.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I love the fact that you mentioned something regarding mentorship, because I believe that, I'm just saying, this is a podcast. So I'm saying that I think there's a certain kind of ideology that people have, that you get to have things to yourself and not replicate yourself in other people. So rather than people trying to build a community, they want to stand on their own. And you realize that standing on your own is difficult, but like if you have people, if you are building people together, that you can replicate yourself in that person, it will be better, right? So you mentioned mentorship, how that you on your own, you guys were watching several videos, trying to link it all together. But I think what you said you're doing with Biuda and your co-founders is making it look like you're putting it all together and you are trying to help the children to like, okay, you can start from scratch to top. Absolutely. And that's really amazing. That's really amazing. So now we are going to delve into Biuda, because this is the Children's Day edition. And what caught my attention when we were talking off camera was the idea behind Biuda and how that, just like many other companies as well, that is helping children. We were speaking behind camera and I said something that it appears as if in every facet of life, tech is needed now.
Absolutely.
It appears as if in every, however you see, artists that draw with their hands now use more advanced things, illustrators and all those things that embodies technology. So how are you driving this? How is this going to be much different when you're speaking to other children? How is it going to be different from other other things that you're developing and you're starting up as well, and just embody what Biuda is all about.
Amazing. Yeah, so thank you so much for saying that tech currently powers the world.
Yeah.
There is even a projection that by 2040, 85% of job will require some level of tech skills. Right? So that is the truth. And what we are doing now is building a learning playground for Africans. Now, for each of the courses, we create stunning, engaging videos using animations, cartoons.
Oh, really?
What children are
that
really
is going to
used
catch
watch.
their attention.
Exactly. So instead of putting a child in front of cartoons or any content that will not benefit them, here they're having fun while learning. So our goal is to make learning tech fun for children. Because we know when they enjoy learning this thing, they grow a level of passion.
Yeah,
and you know, we believe in the potential of the African child. Big on that. Like the potential of an African child, when equipped with what they need to have, the knowledge, I mean, they are capable of doing so many amazing things. So with Biuda, the idea is to provide that content from tech generally, from coding, artificial intelligence, design, what have you. Just create those contents for them, make it relatable, make it fun. Then beyond that, we also even hold them by the hand. We provide mentorship. We're not just leaving them to themselves. Right now we have an amazing pool of over 100 mentors who are willing, I mean, these are exceptional tech talents in their own rights, willing to give back, to raise a generation of Africans who are building amazing things. Like we have a very big vision that in a few years' time we're going to redefine the ecosystem, the tech ecosystem, build the future of Africa, empower more African children to be able to do amazing things in the tech space, whether they are the engineers themselves or not. But that foundation, I also remember you talking about it earlier, that I'm not necessarily saying that everybody should become engineers, but what it will do to how you think. Coding helps your logical thinking.
True.
So that foundation will help any child. Beyond coding, I mean, this old tech suite it helps children a lot, whether they are practicing or they are even communicating to coders or to people who are practicing. You might be a medical doctor eventually, trying to build a solution. Africa being the continent with so many problems. So, I mean, entrepreneurs will emerge. Through Biuda, I mean, we believe we are building tech innovators, tech talents, tech entrepreneurs, because we even have plan hackathons where children will identify one problem in the society and think of how can we solve it, how can we leverage tech to solve it. So if eventually a child becomes a medical doctor, not necessarily a software engineer, but can work with engineers to bring technological solutions to the medical field. Do you understand how you think connect?
Yeah. So that's really lovely. You know, I was thinking, I was just like, it's really amazing the fact that you mentioned something about animations, because to be very honest with you, I feel like a lot of students might have, let me make it personal. When I was in secondary school, there are a lot of subjects that I grew to not like because of the way it was taught.
True.
There are a lot of subjects that I felt was not for me, right?
True.
Because of the way it was taught. Maybe the structure, the arrangement, and I was like, it felt bulky. But now, if you are targeting young children, what catches their attention is animations, cartoon characters. They can even get like a favorite character from that and, learn. There's also somebody, Miss Rachel, on the internet that she's all about children, has a very warm smile, and she has made children as little as 1 to learn their ABCs faster than taking them to preschool. So imagine bringing home technology to students and children like at this point. So I want to know now, does Biuda like have partnerships or like investments, or are you looking towards it, or it's already currently happening?
Yeah, thank you so much. So let me weave that into the Biuda Schools story. That's one of our major partnerships. We are bringing tech to schools. Bringing tech to schools. Because, like you said, there are so many subjects we have grown to
not like.
Sometimes.
I don't want to mention it because I know that you taught it, but mine was mathematics. I'm so sorry. I know that because you're a math teacher, but like I did not enjoy math.
Interestingly, most of my students, I think I have a very high rate of making students love the subject.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know with child education, I've dealt with children for a long time. I mean, started from as a teenager's pastor in
Oh, wow.
way back. So, it's a journey. So I work with children for a long time. Yeah. So, but with Biuda, beyond what any exceptional teacher can do, when we speak the language they understand, we bring cartoons, animations to break this concept down. They love it. Beyond just tech, even ICT, basic file operation, like just computer itself, we have taken it to schools. We are in partnership with schools, and we've gone to step down our curriculum in classrooms. And every school we've been to love it. We interviewed the students, they loved it. The teachers found it useful and helpful. As against telling a child to go read textbook ahead of the next class, imagine you put it, you ask the child to go and watch the content. It's as though they are watching cartoons. They are having fun while learning.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So let's dive away from Biuda first. Now let's go back to you. So you are talking about a lot of successes now, and it's really amazing. But I want you to tell me some of the failures, because people that are going to go into tech, it might not be in your field of children, would watch this episode and they want to be encouraged and they want to see that, oh, I've tried tech right now and it's not working out. Should I let go of tech and maybe go into something else? So have you ever gotten to a junction in your life and you're like, am I in the right path? Like, am I doing the right career? Did I make a mistake? Is there any moments like that for you?
Yeah, for me personally, yes, sort of, but not really, because like I said, I got into tech with a clear example of success right in front of me. The guy I told you about was my roommate.
Okay, so you were, it was really in front of you.
Yeah, so I didn't, unlike now, when there is internet, you can go online and read the other story. People who have
succeeded,
people who have not succeeded, and which it may form a mental, like a mindset already. But for me, I grew up around success, so there was that clear that this thing works. So even if it's taking time, which of course it did, it was more of I need to do more, I need to study more, I need to get a hang on this. It will be successful. I have a living proof right in my room. Yeah, so it took a while, right? Because there were moments where, for some reasons, I left it. I mean, the early days of trying to learn it, but when we talk again, this guy from this project is getting another project, okay. So I kind of just add an ecosystem of people who are in tech, who are successful.
So your mind was just filled with positivity, and that so it's going to happen.
It's more of get skilled. We have offers for you. We have gigs for you. Get skilled. So I had to know, okay. And there were moments where, like I said, I stepped away from it. I was still trying to build the other tech, just normal academics, But eventually, the more I learn, the more I get positioned, have people around who are audience tech, who are successful. They might know that this works. So I have friends who are doing well in tech. I know this works, And even getting offer were quite easy. Just about speaking to those guys, they already give you a sense of mentorship, like, by proximity, even though it's not structured mentorship, they're literally mentoring you in a way, telling you what works in the industry. Okay, instead of you starting from the scratch, oh, this is the current technology that is being in vogue
right now.
Go learn it.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about mentorship.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So that's why. So it's all this that we consider. We're not just leaving people to learn by themselves. Let's give them a structured path to learning. The learning curve will be shortened, and they will learn what matters. Like right now, why we're bringing artificial intelligence to schools, because it's what the world is talking about. Yes.
I love that. So also now I said we are going to pivot a little. So if people want to start off tech, right now, or maybe be into Biuda, is it just coding that's in Biuda, or it's all encompassing? You mentioned that one of your co-founders also does designing. So is it all part of it, or strictly coding?
Biuda is generally on tech. We offer tech courses generally, from coding, design, artificial intelligence, and even other emerging tech. Right now we're looking at cyber security, currently working on a partnership to create a cyber security course, and more other, several other courses are coming, right? We believe that these children should have an awesome experience. Remember, they don't necessarily have to focus on one right now. They are children. They have the luxury of time. So they can explore all these fields.
True.
So we weave all these things together into a curriculum that so we are for Biuda schools particularly, we are bringing the curriculum into this classroom. So for an academic session or term, they have a taste of all these things.
So that they can naturally pick one for themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So eventually when they want to specialize, they can speak to anybody in any track or in any area of tech conveniently. Easily, yes. So that is just that's the goal. So for Biuda, we do different tech tracks from coding to design to artificial intelligence and other emerging tech as well. Yeah.
Oh, amazing, amazing. So I wanted to ask one question now regarding tech as well. So if people want to start up tech now, and maybe for instance, you've convinced me and I've decided that, okay, this is like a path I should, is there a guideline on starting off tech, like an advice now, a motivation into starting off tech in 2025? Because I feel like the environment might be circulated like everybody's into tech, so will I stand out? I think that's the question. Everybody's into tech, will I stand out? So what do you think?
Yeah, I think the first thing I would recommend is knowing what tech track suits you the most. So on Biuda, we have this thing called AI-powered personality test. The goal is for the children to discover their hidden talents. Every child is unique. Everyone is unique. So we allow you to take some series of assessments just to explore your interest, what you enjoy doing, and recommend what tech track is best for you. So it is very important to firstly understand what yourself. Yeah, so using tools like that, like can go on the Biuda website, see that personality test, take it to understand what tech track is best. So taking that test first and knowing what field is best for you based on your personality. I think that's the first thing. So if you are more by virtue of what you love, you are somebody who will do well in coding. Almost everybody will do well, right? Everybody will, but
really?
but I mean the journey might just take a longer time. And of course some people might get bored, like you said. But remember, this is why what we are trying to change and to make it a lot fun for children particularly, right? So giving them that head start. So that's the first, just understanding which field is best. Then whichever field, I think other than self-learning, a lot of people have to learn by themselves for several reasons. Maybe they don't have the money to pay for, well, beyond self-learning, if you can be in a community, you can, it's somewhere that you are seeing people like you.
So this also applies to those people that don't have motivation. They should go and be in a community of people.
Definitely. So community is sometimes what helps you. Say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So there are moments in the journey, trust me, you may think you learn be solid in tech in 3 months. I mean, that is almost absolutely true. Also wrong rather. Like it's not something you'll be able to do in short time. So the journey is a long one that you just need to be ready for. And trust me, self-motivation sometimes is not enough. You need to have people who, we can do this. We can do this. You are seeing them doing it, and you are also, you're seeing success stories, and you guys are learning together. Then sometimes even mentorship from people who are already in the field. They can answer some questions when you. And now, with the event of artificial intelligence, there is learning is now a lot easier. Unlike those days that before you can debug, before you can understand some things, you take so many long journey trying to speak to either a mentor, going to search Quora or now you can just go prompt artificial intelligence to break some things down for you. So it makes the learning itself a lot easier. But still, a place of mentorship cannot be.
So that means you cannot like fix a period of time that learning ends for any coding or anything in tech.
No, it all boils down to your own availability. Like as a person, how many hours are you able to commit to it? And trust me, that itself is also sometimes it's not about how far. You may sit down for, some people tell you this, they're learning for 2 hours, 3 hours. Are you truly understanding? Some people will learn differently. Some people it's best to learn in bits. Take moment off it, come back. So, and some people, of course, are working. I mean, if you're talking about generally, but if you're talking about children, that's a different ball game. Yeah, but for adults, there's no specific time. It boils down to several things. Hackathons, boot camps, they can only try. Right? Put a time.
You need your...
Yes, eventually it's just to give you, to set you in the proper direction. So you would have to explore and do more. Well, learning tech never ends. Coding particularly, it never ends. You won't learn on the field. But at least to get that foundation that you need, I think you can put a time to it. Depending, you can put a time to it. But eventually you keep learning.
So I want you to look straight to your camera now. And just, this is Children's Day. So just in 1 minute, speak to the minds of children, especially children that you believe that have bright futures in tech. So just look to your camera and just speak to children and that are uncertain on what to do, whether they want to go into tech or any other thing. Just speak to them.
Yeah. Hello, bright minds. You are amazing, first of all, and happy Children's Day to you. Again, because you are a child, we believe strongly in the potential of the African child. You know, you are phenomenal. You can be whatever you want to be. You can build amazing solutions. The stories we've told, the likes of Elon Musk, like Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, people who started pretty early and are leading the world right now, are no different. You're an African child. There's something called being African. There's so much greatness in you. So if you want to start your journey in tech, definitely go for it. There are already ways, platforms trying to make learning tech as fun and as African as possible for you. So embrace that journey. Learn as much as you need to learn. Start a journey, stay right at it. However long it takes you, it's your journey, no comparison. What matters is that you're learning and you're having fun learning it. Know that this is a journey. This is a journey, it's written by you. So keep going, keep learning, and eventually, trust me, the stars will align. When you look back, the dots will connect. So I can't wait to celebrate you some years down the line as an amazing African tech innovator, African tech talent, or an African tech entrepreneur. So see you on the brighter side of things. So keep learning, keep being amazing. And of course, at Biuda, we're looking forward to Tech You Young.
Exactly. Woo! Thank you. In fact, I've been motivated personally to start off things. Might not be in tech, might be in tech, but I've been encouraged now to see that I know I have a bright future. Thank you so much, Patrick Chukwu, for being here today on the Children's Day edition of Beyond the Books. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. My name is Ojo Favor, and this is Beyond the Books. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you so much, Ebony.
Yeah.